Hello, and welcome to part 9 of this series. Before we start, I just want to make a quick announcement. If you guys still want access to the new MGTOW website, please email me and you can find my email in the description below. That website is invitation only and you can only gain access by emailing me directly. Thank you. In this video, I want to explain the dark nature of womanhood. In this one, we will focus on how women are vain in aspects that have to do with their appearance, how they can be very vindictive when they feel hurt, and about the transgressions they commit behind their man's back. This video will focus basically on the dark aspect of womanhood and try to explain it. People often describe this aspect of woman as evil, but obviously, people being people, that is not the case. What is left then is to try and understand it. I believe this is essential in order to explore our previous experiences with women, to prevent these things from happening to us in the future, or in order to give ourselves closure. I really don't care what you guys do with this information. I only hope you find it useful. So let's first start with vanity. This is a well-known fact about women. There's not much to expand on here that a YouTube search on makeup tutorials will not teach you about women. Women want to look better to the outside world than what they actually look naturally. A woman will argue that she wants to look good for herself, and that is indeed very true. A woman wants to look good for herself because if she looks ugly when she walks out, then people will judge her, and by in turn, she will feel bad about herself. Her internal worth is tied to her appearance, and she will do anything in order to look as good as possible. I really do wonder if women helped prepare each other's appearance in the day before mirrors were invented. You see, a woman's sexual market value is directly proportional to how she actually looks. This is a truth known by all men. Sexual attraction is mostly visual for men, and women know it. Therefore, a woman will pull all the tricks in the book in order to improve her appearance, even if hitting the gym is not a priority for her. For women, if your tits are small, there is breast augmentation for permanent results. If that is not something that you want, there are push-up bras. If you don't want to do that and you want to own your bra size, there are cut-out t-shirts that show just enough boob on the side in order to get the imagination working. If your ass doesn't look that great, then there are some really tight tights, just the right size of yoga pants or jeans to push the fat in all the right places. When it comes to the face, I'm not going to even expand on it. There are 1 billion products meant to aid any imperfection, and there are also permanent results that can come with surgical procedures. Now compare that to men, where again, in order to look good, it takes complete readjustment of your life and time and effort spent at gyms, or actually doing physical activity. The aim of all these products and clothes that women wear is to confuse the mechanism inside the brain of every man and woman that looks for beauty and symmetry. Men think women dress like this and do their makeup just for them, but the truth is that the majority of women dress for other women. They are their direct competition both on the social standing and also for men. In truth, men have done very little to push the standards of beauty to the level they are now. Women want to look just as good or better than women on the TV. That's the goal and that's the aim. Men will see these women without makeup after all, and they will continue staying with them. Therefore, if the world is suffering with unhealthy beauty standards, those are only driven in part by men. What really drives the vanity of women is the competition with other women. Women want to look as good or better than their nearest competition. Hypergamy is, after all, always active. She will do this in order to always be on the lookout for other men, or in order to guard her investment with her current man. Now let's talk about anger and vindictiveness. The vindictive aspect of woman can be seen in many facets of life. Many of the reasons that women might take revenge on someone are not much different to why a man might act in a vindictive manner, such as self-interest, feelings of betrayal, spouse cheating on them, mistrust, and as retribution against someone that has really hurt them. When it comes to relationships, a woman will act as if nothing happened. She will suffer with emotional amnesia, by internalizing that she must have never been in love in the first place, and she will in turn rewrite her own history as part of her solipsistic nature. Therefore, if she wants to take revenge, it becomes very easy indeed for her to act in a cruel and vindictive manner. Unfortunately, that's not all that we have to consider. Any time a woman spends with a man is an investment on her part. You have to understand that a woman's fertile years are something that she takes very seriously. That means to say that a woman internally understands that her worth is based on the functionality of her uterus. Women get much more attention when they're younger, and when the wall hits, it's basically the point at which a woman's worth as the oven that cooks the seed into a baby deteriorates rapidly. Therefore, a woman will hate any time wasted in a relationship that is going nowhere. A woman will say things like, "I wasted the best years of my life with his cheating ass," or "I have wasted my life being with him," which is to say that at the point in time at which she could attract a mate that she wanted, she settled for a person that was not what she believed she was worth. Here again, hypergamy and the solipsistic nature of women go hand in hand. Women always want the next best thing. In red pill terms, they want an alpha. However, she will settle for a provider that will be there for her, and then she will never forgive him once she realizes he's not her dream man. Once her maternal instincts are realized, or if she's with someone who then decides to walk out on her, then we see a vindictive nature coming from a woman. She believes that she was hurt, or that her genetic potential was not realized. Every woman, after all, believes she's good enough for the top tier of men in society. But of course, that is delusional thinking, which makes for some very nasty breakups that occur either in her late 20s or in her early 40s. These women are divided in two types: the women that want children and the women that had children, but they no longer like their men because they are not the men they wanted. This woman will destroy the men they're with because of the time wasted. This is the one common theme that you will find that women use as an excuse in order to explain why they behaved in such a vindictive manner in breakups. The women in their late 20s were with men that were never willing to commit, and the women in their early 40s are with men who committed to them, have formed families with them, but are not the fun alpha boys they wanted. If a woman cannot make an alpha guy commit to her, and that guy does not continue to be alpha in her solipsistic mind, she will feel unsatisfied, incomplete, and she will take revenge on that man for wasting her time with him. You see, gentlemen, women understand that time is a resource they have very little of. Once they realize they have very little of that left, or that they have wasted it with someone they no longer like, they will be quite vengeful. Now we're going to talk about transgressions. Both men and women cheat, and they cheat all the fucking time. It's just that men are caught a lot more than women do. As part of my job, I hear all these wonderful and elaborate stories of cheating from both men and women, and the lengths that some people go through in order to not get caught. Therefore, I'm under no disillusion as to the extent that this happens. Women hide their transgressions for a number of reasons. But in the age of social media, many of those transgressions become known. Some women are even proud of cheating and moving on from their partners, so much so that they make mockery of their ex-partners for not being men enough in order to keep them. However, the majority of women will hide their transgressions because of this simple fact. They don't want to be called sluts. Not by men. Men generally love to fuck sluts, but by other women. In the video where I talked about breakups, I noted that women can break up with a man emotionally and not tell him. Once a woman is no longer in love with a man, transgressions can and do take place. These transgressions are often hidden due to families and often children involved. This means that the woman reaches a point that she no longer is attracted to the man she's in a relationship with. Therefore, she will cheat and find that sexual excitement and emotional fulfillment somewhere else. Her partner no longer satisfies her needs, but because of interconnected families, common friends, and competition from other women, they will often hide that fact. This means to say that if, for example, in her social circle, it's not acceptable to cheat, and yet she feels unfulfilled. She will pay for hotels, she will go out of town on business trips, and she will cheat on her man with one or more men. This is to maintain her persona of the good mother and wife, whilst she simultaneously looks for her way out. This is of course hidden from her man, and if he is unable to recognize the signs that show that she has emotionally broken up with him, the cheating might continue for years. If she feels she has had enough, she may reveal a half-truth in a vindictive manner, because her man is failing to keep her happy. She will say things like, "There's this guy at work who flirts with me," or "I went out with my friends for a drink after work, and there was this guy who was flirting with me, and he was so good looking," etc. If she has emotionally broken up with you, she's telling you that she's sucking someone else's cock. If she's to reveal the truth, she will leave out the 5 years that she has been cheating on you, and only state that this has only been going on for a month or two. Women will always hide the truth. And if you want to really go down the rabbit hole even further, understand that this woman thinks she's doing that man a favor by cheating on him. She feels she's a prisoner in the relationship, and she continues to be in it for her children, her social standing, and in her mind, her man. She will rationalize that cheating on her man is necessary in order to stay with him. This is because that woman will be calm and relaxed and happy at home now that she's cheating. She is being a better mother and a better wife as a result. What she is doing is therefore not wrong in her mind. Then when she feels she's finally in love with one of the guys she's sleeping with, she will feel angry staying in that relationship because she starts feeling her life is no longer her choice. That's when divorce proceedings take place, and that's when shit really hits the fan. That is when she starts thinking, my children will be better off if their mother was happier. I'm going to be better off with this man who looks after me and cares about my emotions. Financially, I'm better off on my own anyway. I'm sure he has cheated on me too. When this happens, divorce happens, breakups happen, children cry, and money gets transferred from the man's account into the woman's. What we all need to remember is that the man will always find out at the very end. If a woman is relatively intelligent, she will hide the truth until she feels she has a way out. Then she will be powerful and almighty while she walks out on the relationship and her man to something she deems better for her. What truthfully is happening is that woman moves in her mind from a beta man to a man she considers more alpha. There is nothing that will stop hypergamy acting out if she has found a better man, not children and not society, especially if that woman can rationalize it in her head. That's all I had to say. Thank you very much for listening.